Hey, Motorman here, and today we're going to talk about Harley Davidson sales, and that's worldwide and the U.S., most important here in the U.S., and in fact we'll talk about motorcycle sales all over the world. And let me start with this. I've been saying for quite a while that right now it's a buyer's market. That's because there's too much stock and not enough demand. And when that happens, the prices come down. I'm going to give you an example. And you hear a lot of people say that Harley Davidson no longer makes an entry-level motorcycle, that they should have never gotten rid of the Sportster because that was their entry-level bike. So right now, in case you didn't know this, the Nightster, which was, I wrote it down here, in 2024 it was $12,000. The price has been lowered to $10,000. So that's a $2,000 savings. So 10 grand, that is that sort of cutoff that you hear about. It's their entry-level motorcycle. Now, as far as the Nightster goes, as compared to, say, the Sportster 883 or the 1200, it is a superior motorcycle in every way, with the exception of styling. And styling it's personal preference. But as far as handling, performance, weight, it weighs 400 and something pounds versus 560 for the other Sportster. It's just as low to the ground, easy to flat foot for even the shortest person. Handles so much better, rides better, is better in every way, like I said, except for styling. And the styling, that's just my opinion. The Sportster S, the new Sportster S, it was $17,000. They reduced the price to $16,000 for the 25 model. And you get the exact same motorcycle. It's just a matter of different colors that are offered. So Harley's doing their best to make the entry-level models, but their biggest sellers are the baggers. And a lot of people say, well, Harley's ready to go out of business. By Friday, they're closing up all the stores and they're bankrupt and it's over. No more Harley Davidson. Come on, stop with the hype. The fact is, yes, sales are down for Harley Davidson, but sales are down for all motorcycles all over the world. The only segment that isn't down is the 125cc to 500cc segment. And that's motorcycle that here in the U.S., well, it's a very tiny segment. People don't buy those small bikes. Of course, you know, if you just commute back and forth to work 10 miles, most of your riding is around town, a 400cc, 500cc bike will suit you just fine. But people don't think that way. They don't want to pay double the insurance, whatever. But the biggest sellers are still the Harley Davidson touring models. And the fact is, right now, Harley Davidson in the U.S. owns 30.6% of the market. Second is Honda at 17.5%. Now, Honda, when they give you the sales of their motorcycles, they include on-road bikes, off-road, semi-on-road, off-road. I don't know if they put their ATVs or side-by-sides in this, but here in the U.S., Harley Davidson actually almost sells or owns more of the market, almost twice as much as Honda. Yamaha and Kawasaki are tied at about 12.4%, Suzuki way down there at 4.9%, and BMW at 3.7%. Now, funny thing is, BMW sales worldwide have gone up, so they're doing better than they've done in quite some time. But as far as their bagger models, the R18, it's been a disaster for them. So they come out with the R18, which looks, let's face it, they copied the Harley Davidson or the classic American heavyweight style of the bike, but they're not selling it all. So as far as that segment goes, heavyweight motorcycles, American style motorcycles, Harley Davidson still owns that market. If Harley Davidson suddenly went bankrupt and they shut down all their production, you'd still have the dealers and somebody would buy the company. You can't have a company like Harley Davidson just disappear. It's not going to happen. Now, somebody could buy it. Maybe it'll be better management, maybe worse, who knows. But somebody would buy Harley Davidson because it's such a big selling brand. And right now, the average rider that they're looking at are between 35 and 55 years old. So that's what they say their market is. So for the people who are saying, well, the older people who can afford these motorcycles are dying off. Well, you could say the same thing about Indian. Indian is after the same exact market as Harley Davidson. So they got to be doing much worse. They got to really be getting ready to shut the doors. And they can do it because Polaris owns them and they make the Sea-Doos and all kinds of other vehicles, the Slingshot. So if they shut down like they did Victory, they shut down Victory after a couple of years of not making any money, they could do the same thing with Indian. In fact, I tried to look up Indian Indian sales, and it's got to be below BMW because it doesn't even make the list. So as far as Indian taking over where Harley Davidson is and passing them in sales, the reality is that that's not going to happen. Maybe 20 years from now it could happen. I don't know, but that's not the way it is right now. So don't believe all the hype you're seeing on YouTube. Some of these people are saying, well, Harley Davidson's got to get back to its roots. And at the same time, they're saying that they need more technology. Right now, Harley Davidson is making the most technological big V-twin heavyweight motorcycle they've ever made. They are better than anything they've made even 20 years ago. So it's not so much the product that's the problem why sales are down. It's one of the things is the interest rates. People don't want to pay 18 or 20% interest rate. It costs you a fortune. People right now don't have extra money to spend on toys, and let's face it, here in America, motorcycle is a toy. I would venture to, and I'm just going to guess at this, but maybe 1 out of 20,000 motorcycle riders has their bike strictly for transportation. They don't own a car. That's very few. Here in America, it's just a hobby or a toy, something that you use on weekends, and some people use them every day, but they also have a car. So the main thing is here in America, Harley Davidson is doing okay. They reached their peak, I think back in 2008 was their best year, and it's gone down since then, but so have all motorcycle sales since the recession of 2008. It's never really recovered to what it was prior to 2008. I'll show you some graphs on that, but really that's the way it is. And through the years, motorcycle sales have gone up and down. They've been, I mean, way up and then way down, and it's just the way it is with the market. And if you look at, let's say, boats, another thing here in America that it's just a weekend toy, their sales are way down as well. And again, it's because of interest rates. To get credit, interest rates are very high, but to even get credit, you got to have tip-top credit. You better be over 700, and you got to show income. I mean, it's not easy right now to get a loan, even if you have good credit. If you got bad credit, you might as well forget it, unless you're going to put about 75% down, which is a good thing to do. If you want a motorcycle and you could pay cash for it, well, that's what you should do, because financing it's going to cost you a fortune. So if that's something that you're worried about, well, don't worry about it. They're not going out of business, but if they do, somebody else is going to buy them. Whether that new company will do a better job or a worse job, it's just speculation. You don't know. But I see, in my opinion, the economy is going to get better, interest rates are going to come down, and sales are going to go up for motorcycles, boats, toys, cars. I mean, the car business is way down as well. So it's just the way things are right now. It's not the end of motorcycles in the world or in America. It's just going to be a downfall in the economy and in sales. And as soon as the economy gets better and interest rates drop, sales are going to get better. That's my prediction. That's what I look into my crystal ball, and that's what tells me. Plus, I'm using history and a little bit of common sense. I hope you enjoyed this. And please subscribe, comment below. Let's get all the Harley haters. I know whenever I do a video about Harley Davidson, in the comment section is filled with all these people who hate Harley Davidson. They never explain why, but people are going to hate. That's what they're going to do. I don't care. Comment below, and please subscribe. Click that notification bell. Give me a thumbs up. Once again, thanks for watching.